Okay, so welcome to this particular class. And today's topic is entrepreneurial motivation. I will try to look this topic from different perspective as well as a different angle. And I'll not cover exactly what motivational theories are there into your curriculum. Rather, I will try to take some practical issues and aspects that usually what are the factors and what are the issues and how people feel motivated, and considering that you people are already aware about those motivational theories, motivational process and motivational factors, so we will not cover that Maslow's theory and Heisenberg's theory and those Ellerfir's theory, ERG theory and all. Rather, those theories you can go through with your organizational behavior book. I will try to take extract of all those theories, and then I'll discuss that what could motivate you to do for entrepreneurial activity, or start your venture, or some type of activities that can lead to some change in your life, change in your career. So I will start with some of the successful startups or ventures in India, which you are aware of. So I will not discuss what they produce. I'll discuss how they started. So if you look at that successful startups which are known to you, and I can discuss about those issues, those companies. So you can look at that future group. This future group has been in news recently. Reliance Retail acquired this future group, and some of the facts that are important to understand, that how Kishore Biani started this uh, business and reached to somewhat you can understand of this present value which Reliance Retail paid, something 25,000 crore rupees. So out of 25,000 crore rupees, if Kishore Biani's age would be something like, say for example, 55 to 60, consider it as almost retirement. So he has been in this retail business, is considered to be retail king of India right now. So uh, in his whole life, had he been industry as a employee, so he would have retired right now at this moment, almost 58, 60. And at the end of the day, what is with the Kishore Biani? At least 25,000 crore rupees business, and um, people says that there is so much so of loan on that company. So if you go to finance book, you will find that roughly 14 to 15,000 crore rupees credit or loan is there on future group. And this 14 15,000 crore rupees, if you minus, then again it is 10,000 crore rupees roughly. And after all these things, at the end of the day, Kishore Biani is in position to get some of the chunk of that which he would not have otherwise in employment case career. And you can understand this issue very easily. Second important company that I think is India Mart. There is a somewhat related case because India Mart, Dinesh Agrawal is associated with HBTI, HBTU. He is an alumni of HBTU. You can understand what level of you know innovation or input that Dinesh Agrawal had put in. I can give you this update that Dinesh Agrawal during 90 in his graduation program in HBTI, he was some unusual type of person. He was busy in some at that time doing something different from routine or normal students, and even his friends were not very much uh, convinced with his activities. But look at that, what he did in his career. And right now, at the age of roughly 55, he is owner of India Mart, which is a successful Indian startup, a new idea, a new thing, a new activity, and thousands of crores of rupees, turnover and business empire. You can understand those graduates who were classmates or batchmates of Dinesh Agarwal, they are still those who opted for job through campus placement or off placement, on placement. They are still fighting for, some of them are still fighting for their employment, whereas the batchmate is doing something else. And if you compare the worth in last 30 years, 90 to 20, you can very easily compare it. So if you opt for, I'm not saying that it is not that campus gives you option and you leave it, but we'll discuss that what exactly you should look for in yourself in this lecture. Also further slides we'll try to look. Likewise, Flipkart is also one of the successful, I would say successful startup of India. Sachin Bansal, who is now trying to enter into insurance business. But after all, selling this Flipkart to Walmart, Sachin Bansal had got a huge backup of financial support, and which helped him to enter into insurance business and in other small startup. He has started funding small startups in Bangalore based or Chennai based. Oyo rooms, I think every student must look at that, what Ritesh Agrawal did in Oyo rooms with a new idea, and in a very early age, this Oyo rooms of Indian startup has been very different, inspiration for youth class. Reason being, because within 3, 4, 5 years, he had presence all across the globe, even Europe, even America, even Japan, even China, even India. You will find that Oyo rooms have penetrated every market right now. And he may be the youngest one which I have listed here, or almost in India right now, youngest one, and at this success rate. It is only because that his idea was something unique, something very practical and need based. Another educational startup, Byju's, Ravindran, that you can understand. But along with that, I am also very much impressed by not only Byju's education startup, but I believe that for India it is something Khan Academy is doing quite well against the Byju's. Byju's adapted completely professional approach, whereas Khan Academy adapted somewhat socio-economic approach. And because of that, you all must understand that Khan Academy is available free of cost to each and every person, whereas Byju's is available at some payment cost, so it is paid one. But still, Byju's model has penetrated, innovated something new, some new dimension in startups. And this Paytm, which I would like to mention here, what motivated Vijay Sekhar Sharma to start Paytm? I don't think that you need to understand that what is importance of Paytm and digital payment system when India was moving for digitization of all financial transactions, and the government, or you can say the banks, were the only option at that point of time to transact money using banking platform or banking system. At that point of time, Paytm entered into the Indian market with the introduction of technology, easy technology, user friendly technology, and which offered to even thela wala, chai wala, and all those very small scale level to take money through digital transaction. And this not only helped public and society at large, but also Vijay Sekhar Sharma to develop a large conglomerate of Paytm, and followed by so many you know companies into this digital transactions and online payment system. That is not a new story now. So you know these are few limited one which I am interested to discuss here, that what motivated them to start their fund, their venture. I will I hope that you will go one by one and look at their history, how they started and what motivated them, and you will find different motivation for different one. Let us take some unknown figures, unknown startups in India, recent startups which can be considered as some unusuals, unusual startups, unusuals one. My first selection is MBA Chaiwala. You can look at that. Prafulla below started this particular and invented something differently. Even name is something catching, MBA Chaiwala, and you can understand at the very early age he is one of the millionaire in India, billionaire in India, and with this MBA Chaiwala business, and he is doing Chaiwala business. And recently, in last 6 months, 1 year, I think there is one engineer Chaiwala also, was started his startup with a small thela and leaving that software industry job after many years. He worked, the engineer Chaiwala worked for even Wipro and all those companies, and then he left that particular business and he started engineer Chaiwala in some part of India, and says that at least I am now satisfied with my activity. So you can understand that these are some new brains which are coming up. They are still in a startup phase. They are not the known person, the known figures, the known startup, but yes, they have something unique, something different. Antim Kriya. This startup is catching one because this startup talks about that all those Antim Kriya of Indian ritual, and they have all the professional arrangement of Antim Kriya with all those pandits and all those puja samagri and last all ingredients, place and the booking and everything. And it is not only, you might be thinking that how this Antim Kriya is getting revenue, but you can understand this is something where you can get the maximum return because the cost of investment is very low. Another thing is that Antim Kriya is looking at a very bright future with a vision that in current also and in future also, the joint families will convert into nuclear families, And in case of nuclear families, suppose a son or daughter is working in America and parents are in India, the only parents are living in some part of that. Now, in Antim Kriya, if something happens with one of the parent, so at least they will be able to manage their Antim Kriya with this professional company or services in India, in Indian rituals, and participate online through digital platforms into the Antim Kriya of their parents. My simple point is that Antim Kriya company might be seeing the future of online telecast of their parents' Antim Kriya. Wherever you are in corner of the world, you can see it. And this process is this activity is taking place because there are many son or daughter who are not able to come to India and then in time, because it is not possible to keep body for longer period. So in that case, this Antim Kriya is very different and very good service, which I think that is a unique one. Another one is hotels for couples. Now, what is new in this thing is that this hotels for couple means most of the hotels are for couple, and they have but it is very important to underline here that this startup is not for hotel, it is not for married couples. This one is Delhi based startup which talks about that unmarried living couples or any couple who are not married look at something different, something unique, something you can say that socially not allowed, but practically business point of view, from business point of view, there is a demand, and wherever there is a demand, there is a service and there is a business. Now this type of earlier this type of businesses, hotels, they were considered as illegal businesses. Many hotels were doing this business, but not openly. But now company is saying that it is only for unmarried couples. So you have this kind of Western culture coming to Indian culture. Then one Boria Bistar, this influenced me to put into this unusual case. There is a company, Bangalore-based company, Boria Bistar. Someone must be, from engineering side who moved to Bangalore to start, job and all, and then started facing the problem of very first day problem livelihood. Boria Bistar. That means when you are living independent, single, and far away from your house, so arranging all those house items, bed sheet, bistar, kitchen, kitchen item, kitchen arrangement, light, AC, all those items, arranging life like home is difficult part. And if it is not difficult, it takes some time also, it takes some money also. So Boria Bistar company basically help those people who move from their houses out, and they provide the integrated and a combined package for that. That yes, if you want this much package, you will get this item. So something different. Another unusual startup, Shraddhanjali.com. Altogether, when I picked this up, I was of the view that whether our culture ethics allowed this or not, when we talk about Shraddhanjali.com. But when I studied this particular startup, then I found that it's not something unusual. It is not something illegal or non-social. Srandadili.com is a simple portal where you can put your, memorable events, photographs, activities, and other events for those who have passed away. So you can even organize the virtual, virtual, gathering on some Shraddh day or something like, making birth anniversary or making, death anniversary, or you know, you know, these events can be, managed, organized, and can be, kept for memory purpose. So this particular is basically Gujarat based startup, and the idea is something different, unusual, and doing well right now. I'm not saying that these companies have become, profitable companies, but yes, they are on the, growth path, and they all are unknown, unusual. Now, what motivated someone to start Chaiwala? What motivated? What was the motivational factor of Antim Kriya? Something different. You would not hide Boria Bistar or Hotel for Couple or Danjali.com, or there are many endless lists is there. What exactly it means to learn about? If you look at that entrepreneurial personality, so I say that, you must be differentiating personality. Differentiating means whenever you are in with your group, your opinion, your thinking, that must be differentiating. That must not be integrating. If your friend says that yes, today is a very beautiful day, so you can simply point out, so what beauty is. You must have a differentiating opinion. My point is that you see things, you observe carefully, you observe things very seriously and differently, not from common man's eye, different eye. You must have uniqueness. Uniqueness means differentiating may be something which is unusual. Uniqueness simply says that you have a unique idea. That may be a nonsense idea also. Because whenever you talk about uniqueness, it may be a nonsense activity or idea in the eyes of some of your friends. It may be. Someone who thought of Antim Kriya, that might have attracted friends' opinion as nonsense activity. I could imagine, possible. But ultimately, if you have fighting spirit, your personality is built on firefighting characters. So you would accept that nonsense, and then you convert that nonsense into sense. It is possible. But to convert nonsense into senseful, you must understand that you should have fighting spirit. You must be rigid on your thinking. That means, and all these fighting spirit, rigidity, your focused approach or attitude, you must be focused, so much focused on your objective, career, or your innovation, your entrepreneurial business. Focus means you should not be diverted by any attractive or lucrative offer, or by any diversion. It does not mean that someone will come and divert you from your original focused. So it is something which is different character you should own in your personality. Dominance. Whenever you think something, some nonsense or sensual idea, while presenting, while accepting, while formulating, while prototyping, you must adapt a very aggressive approach. It is not that you become defensive at a very early stage. You must dominate into discussion, thoughts, convincing people, or in a way you can understand that you must have the leadership quality right now. These are some part of your entrepreneurial personality which can motivate. Now, what you should look for into your character, into your personality. Look at that what Maslow says. Maslow says that there are five basic needs, and person do work because of that either one of the need. If you are hungry, you will do something. That is what laborer does. Laborer every day earn, and at the evening they have a food. Next day again earning, again fooding. So their motivation, rather it is not motivation, it is maintenance. They are maintaining their life by daily earning. It is not motivation. And at the same time, it is not that some person work for social belongingness. Someone might be doing BTech program into HBTI, in HBTI, HBTU, not because he or she wanted to become engineer. Rather, he or she might be doing engineering course program because his family wanted it. His father was engineer, so he is approaching for that. So motivation is not internal, motivation is external. Family convinced. Otherwise he or she would not have opted for engineering course, some art course, something like that. So it is not necessary what motivates you to do something, what motivates you to become engineer, what motivates you to become businessman, what motivates you to start your own venture. It is important that whether you have some common things which a startup or entrepreneur usually have. Look at that rebellious quotient. What is the level of rebellious quotient in you? You might have studied into interpersonal behavior about the ego states and all, parent ego state, adult ego state, and then child ego state, and that child ego state you have rebellious ego state, child ego state. So what we talk about that rebellious quotient, to what extent you have this quotient in your personality, because rebellious quotient is also synonym of creativity and innovation on other side. So I am looking for that part. If someone says that let us go to canteen and have a cup of tea with pakoda and all, right? So how long you say no? This is not the right time to go to canteen and have a pakoda. Rather we will go in rest or break period. So I do not see any rebellious character, but yes, do you have courage, personality to say no? Because rebellious personalities usually do not accept you easily. Their personality is that I am okay, and they hardly accept you as okay. They say I am okay, you are not. I am okay, you may be okay, but there is a may attached with you. But their consideration is that I am okay. When they talk to anybody, they say I am okay. Their rebellious character is so strong, so rigid, so focused, so confident. So what should have? If you develop any new idea, whether you have that confidence on that idea, you have habit of getting no from all other society or neighbors or friends or circle, because in startup you will get it. Another important thing is that what factor you consider as an important factor, whether maintenance factor you consider as an important factor or the motivational factor you consider as an important factor. Say for example, Some students are very much influenced by their money, luxury. They say that what do you want to become after 5 years? They say I want to have my own bungalow, my own car, my own this and my own that. So these are external factors which influence your thinking. And these car, bungalow, these are maintenance factors. These are not motivational factors. Once you get car, how long you are motivated? How long you will remain motivated? Tell me. It is very difficult. But if you go for actual motivational factors, intrinsic factors we talk about, extrinsic, external factors are always maintenance factor. They are not motivational factor. If you give due weightage to extrinsic factors, maintenance factor, external factors, it would be very difficult to sustain long term for your startup, because the profitable position comes after very rigorous input into startup. So you must have internal motivation. You must internally feel, yes, I am okay, the whole world is not okay. Whosoever says that you are wrong, you say no, I am wrong, I am correct, you are wrong. So you must have intrinsic factors which should motivate, gives you motivation. What is the level of achievement you want? Some people when get 10,000 rupees job, they are satisfied. Some get 50,000 rupees job, they are satisfied. Some get 1 lakh rupees per month, they are satisfied. What is your level of satisfaction? What do you want to achieve? Or your achievement? Do you have need for achievement? Need for advancement? I'm talking about that different management motivational theory, McGregor's theory. If you look at that, so you'll find that there is a need for achievement, need for advancement, need for affiliation. So what is the need for achievement? Why you want to achieve? And that need is very important. How long you will go with your company, startup, or that. So in motivational issues, you must understand these issues. And I hope that I have touched upon many issues which are different to you and which are not into your actual theories rather. So this is all about what I was interested to cover